So here we go with Birch. The Birch is the first lunar month in the Celtic calendar, running from December the 24th until January, excuse me, I've lost the dates on it. January the 20th, excuse me. So December 24th to January the 20th. So I'm definitely going to have to make sure I put all these videos up before January 20th. So anywho, so some stuff I found out about some of the folklore behind it. B is Beth or Beeth. The birch, the symbol for it is that one there. So one stick with one line sticking out. So the birch, now it's self-propagating, so it's one where you can plant you can snip a bit off, replant it, and it will grow quite nicely. So they are very sturdy trees, I would say. Historically, they were thought to expel evil spirits. So by beating someone with birch sticks would drive evil spirits out of them. There you go. Nice. Also, it turns out that birch twigs toughen later in the year. So the early twigs are quite green and flexible, which would mean the young birch twigs would be very good for anything you needed flexibility for. So things like bows, I would imagine, arrows, that sort of thing. Of course, in the medieval tradition, or the Middle Ages, especially in Northern Europe, in the Scandinavian countries, the birch was a symbol of birth. So babies' cribs would be made of birch twigs hung above the door on a couple's first night for fertility reasons. Yeah, they're very similar kind of superstition there. They are the earliest forest tree to put out leaves, except for the elder. So that would be why maybe the elder and the birch are that crossover at the end and the beginning of the year. Now the elder comes out first and then the birch. So I thought that was quite interesting there. And of course, yes, they're also used to drive out spirits of the old year by using them on a broom. So going on to other things they were used for. Excuse me. So things we know about them, the birch, in terms of medicinal uses. We can use the leaves, the bark and the buds of the birch. They contain something called methyl salicylate. I'll try and hold that up so you can see. I hope you can see that. I'll hold it up for a few seconds. But this is easily found with a Google search, so I found it. So methyl salicylate is an anti-inflammatory and pain relief. So you can make a tea using the leaves, using the birch, the bark. Of course, be careful, because if it's got pain relief qualities to it, too much of it can of course kill you. So there's a certain bit of poison aspect to it as well, so you've got to be careful. Don't just go ahead and do it, do some research. Steaming the leaves can clear the sinuses, and drinking a tea made from the leaves can treat a UTI. It treats skin conditions. The birch bark treats skin conditions, and it's still used in eczema creams, etc. You know, the birch bark oil. Also a good insect repellent, and keeps wounds cleaner. Antiseptic, I think is the name for that. But anywho, so looking at more of the old esoteric uses for it. Now, as I was telling you, the tips of the finger. So it's the tip of the thumb is for the birch, the tip of the thumb. So that would be this part here. And because it resembles the phallus, seal rings for virility made of iron were worn on the thumb for that very reason. And also it's associated with Venus. Now, in Cormac's glossary, now I will pronounce this wrong, I'm sure, De Ketel do Chenab, which I found in this book, again in The White Goddess, there is a verse about which finger means what. And the verse for the birch goes like this: birch peg, throbbing thumb, by power of divination, birch bring him news of love, loud the heart knocks. And then the verse for the fingertips overall goes as follows: finger ends, 5 twigs, trees true, divining trees, discover all your poet asks, drumming on his brow. So a lot of esotericism involved there. They gave me a little bit of chills when I read that. And I would say also potentially linked with palm reading. So that's something I might look into down the line, because I'm always looking to add to my knowledge of divination. So those are the things that I found out about the birch, and I know that there will be more associations down the line as I do more research. So this month, being January, this is of course a good month to drive out all those old dead spirits. A good time to have a good sort out, especially when you're taking down your decorations. If you've used anything fresh, like fresh mistletoe, like I bring in every year, you want to cast that out on your doorstep, because that soaks up all the negative energy of the last year. Cast it out and be rid of it. If you can burn it, that's even better. But once it's removed from the house, don't bring it back in. So again, a time of year where you could put out your aspirations for the year, New Year's resolutions. That is a very, very old tradition in terms of casting out the energy of the old year and welcoming in the energy of the new year. So yes, the birch month for that. And interesting, the medicinal qualities of it, the antiseptic qualities, etc., interestingly align with this idea of the birch being a tree that cleanses. So this is a month of cleansing. So in your meditations this month, focus on cleansing. If you have access to birch, go and find a birch tree, maybe link with their energy. That would certainly help. But yeah, I will continue my research and my journey on the Ogham, and I'll continue to share it with you. So thanks again for listening. Speak to you soon.